Imagine a king standing before millions of gazing eyes, his eyes filled with tears, yet his voice remains steady. This is the final moment of Charles I as the King of the United Kingdom, a speech not just of farewell, but also a solemn transfer of power. The future of the monarchy lies in the hands of William, Kate, and their 3 children. He said, his words resonating deeply within everyone. Behind that flawless ceremony was a decision full of emotion and courage, marking the beginning of a new chapter for the House of Windsor and the entire nation. Let's delve into the story behind this historic turning point. If you find this story interesting, leave a comment with the number 1. If not, leave a comment with the number 0. Don't forget to like, share the video, and comment your thoughts below to let us know. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more exciting videos. Now let's begin the story. Charles, who had waited his entire life to become king, was always shaped by the weight of duty, and no one influenced that path more than his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, a symbol of an era defined by unwavering dedication and service. But that era is coming to an end. The reign of Charles IV may be brief, but it has been far from peaceful. He faced deeply personal challenges, including a sensitive health diagnosis, while the Princess of Wales was also dealing with her own medical battles. All of this unfolded under the heavy shadow of a monarchy constantly striving to reinvent itself in order to endure through the decades. Yet that night, in front of the cameras and seated in the very same green room where his mother once delivered her most traditional Christmas addresses in British history, Charles did not look like a weary king. He was a hopeful grandfather, a father with a trembling voice who did far more than simply sign a decree. He issued a heartfelt appeal to the nation, an almost intimate plea for the people to place their trust in William, Catherine, and their children. And the nation listened. In the days that followed, polls revealed near-unanimous support. 92% of Britons endorsed William and Kate as the new faces of the monarchy. Charles's message was no longer just a farewell, it had become the dawn of a new era. Anyone familiar with his life's work knows that shirking responsibility was never in his nature. From his days as Prince of Wales, he left a lasting legacy through the Prince's trust and his tireless advocacy for environmental causes. As king, he faced relentless criticism and bore the weight of the crown with unwavering resolve. But on this farewell occasion, something shifted. For the first time, Charles allowed himself to be vulnerable. "I have dedicated my entire life to this country," he said, his voice quivering as he recalled his eternal mother, Queen Elizabeth. The time had come to step back and let the new generation shine. Reading between the lines, one truth became clear: the king's health no longer allowed him to continue at the same pace. The cancer diagnosis in 2024 was a turning point, but it wasn't the center of his story. Instead, he chose to focus on William and Catherine, praising their devotion to the nation and their royal duty. And in that decision, his quiet brilliance came through. Though largely ceremonial, the decree carried powerful symbolism. By formally naming William and Catherine as heirs to the people's trust, Charles ensured a smooth transition, but it was the inclusion of George, Charlotte, and Louis that truly sealed his legacy. They are the future, he declared, and their preparation begins now. What came next? No one could have predicted. Royal insiders revealed that preparing the next generation would go far beyond traditional monarchical education. This wasn't about etiquette lessons or palace pageantry. It was an elite training program custom designed for each child, one that took into account not only their future roles, but also their unique personalities and natural talents. A true succession plan carefully considered down to the smallest detail. George, the eldest son and future king, will immerse himself in deep studies of British constitutional history. His training is designed to help him understand the foundations that uphold the crown, not just as a symbol, but as an integral part of the nation's institutional framework. Charlotte, known for her poise and natural grace, is being prepared to step confidently onto the global stage. Her focus will be international relations, diplomatic negotiations, and serving as a symbolic representative of the monarchy at high-level events. Louis the youngest, full of energy and creativity, will follow a different path. His program emphasizes the arts, public speaking, and the development of emotional intelligence, preparing him to become a steadying, expressive presence within both the family and the institution. This renewal plan was far from accidental. It reflects Charles's core belief that for the monarchy to remain relevant, it must adapt speaking the language of the 21st century without losing the reverence for tradition. And by all accounts, the public has understood this message loud and clear. Social media overflowed with messages of support. God bless King Charles. William and Kate have become a source of immense pride. The national mood is undeniably optimistic. For many, it seems no couple is better prepared to guide the monarchy into the future. Their journey began quietly with a budding romance on the historic grounds of St. Andrew's University, a story that now feels almost prophetic in its humble beginnings. William, now officially the Prince of Wales, has spent years preparing for this pivotal moment. More than just the heir to the throne, he became a key advisor during the period when his father began stepping back from public duties due to health issues in 2024. Throughout that time, William quietly took on significant responsibilities, helping to maintain order and stability within the monarchy. With a calm demeanor and steady confidence, he has proven to the world that the monarchy remains strong and capable of adapting, demonstrating both mental strength and sharp focus. By his side, Catherine has been no less vital, playing a crucial role as a devoted partner, offering quiet yet unwavering support every step of the way. With her dedicated focus on early childhood development and mental health, Catherine has completely transformed her role within the royal family. Evolving from the image of a traditional duchess, she has steadily become a modern symbol of leadership, a strong bridge between the palace and the everyday challenges faced by families across the country. Her natural grace, paired with a genuine commitment to key social issues, has earned her deep respect and admiration from millions. It's not just personal affection she inspires, but a profound trust in her ability to lead and her unwavering dedication to the well-being of the community. Together, William and Catherine have created a rare and cherished image in the modern monarchy, a royal family that is both dignified and relatable, expressed not just through titles, but in every action and way of life. From simple moments like taking their children to school in Windsor to sharing the excitement of sporting events, such as polo matches, they present the public with the portrait of a family grounded in tradition, yet refreshingly ordinary. This image not only strengthens their connection with the people, but also forms a vital foundation for their appeal and popularity, helping to renew and sustain the monarchy's enduring values. However, beyond all the bright smiles and the flashing cameras of the media, a profoundly intimate moment unfolded just after Charles's historic speech. It was a quiet, private scene, far from the gaze of cameras and public attention within the silent walls of the royal palace. According to those close to the family, once the decree of power transfer was read and its significance fully understood, William and Catherine sat down together with their children, sharing heartfelt reflections on the immense responsibility now resting on their shoulders. No grand words or elaborate speeches were spoken in that moment, only exchanged glances, meaningful looks, and a silence heavy with unspoken feelings. William and Kate shared steadfast, determined, and trusting eyes, as if silently reaffirming a sacred vow, an old promise, now made official and unbreakable. Insiders reveal they had long anticipated this momentous day, and now fully prepared, they are ready to move forward on this new path, carrying with them all the hopes and responsibilities it entails. But when they heard the king himself say that the responsibility of upholding the monarchy now rests with them, and that their children had truly touched his heart, Catherine maintained her usual calm, squeezing William's hand tightly. She stood as a steady pillar, as always, supporting her husband and keeping everything balanced amid the profound changes. Their children watched George, then just 12 years old, with attentive and thoughtful eyes, evoking memories for many of the serene and profound expression Queen Elizabeth II once wore in her youth. Charlotte, mature and confident, gently leaned in to comfort her younger brother, while Louis, though still small, responded with a serious nod, as if instinctively he grasped the significance of what was unfolding. The deep bond among the family members was no accident. It reflected the deliberate choices William and Catherine had made over the years. They were determined to raise their children in an environment where duty and normalcy coexist, building a strong foundation for the next generation. Becoming a prince or princess doesn't mean stepping away from the realities of life. It means understanding that a title carries great responsibility, and that responsibility always begins at home. What the world doesn't yet know is that this new chapter is just beginning, from homemade birthday cakes crafted by family members to intimate conversations about the future of the Commonwealth shared over cozy dinners. It's these simple moments that weave the deepest and most lasting bonds. Behind the scenes, glimpses into William and Catherine's life reveal a family far beyond the strict royal protocols. It's those simple, quiet moments in public that create the strongest connection. You might see Kate discreetly adjusting George's tie during the Trooping the Color parade, or William smiling proudly as he watches Charlotte engage warmly with veterans as if she was born to do just that. These genuine, relatable moments bring the monarchy closer to the people. "They're not just royals," remarked a palace aide. "They truly are a team, and the public can feel that." Following Charles's speech, social media quickly lit up with praise. "Kate's elegance is unmatched," one user commented. "William is ready to lead," said another. The couple's strength, many noted, doesn't come from grandeur or spectacle, but from their authenticity, and that precisely is what makes them the ideal leaders for the next chapter of the monarchy. George, Charlotte, and Louis may still be young, but King Charles's farewell speech officially placed them at the heart of the monarchy's future. When he declared that their training would begin immediately, it wasn't just a ceremonial gesture, it was a profound commitment, a pledge to prepare the next generation for a world that is constantly evolving. According to sources close to the royal family, this training program is unlike any that has come before. It's a carefully crafted blend of time-honored tradition and modern innovation, tailored specifically to match each child's unique future role. At just 12 years old, George carries the immense responsibility of being second in line to the throne. His curriculum extends beyond constitutional history. It includes a deep dive into the complex workings of the Commonwealth and the intricate systems that uphold it. All of this takes place under the mentorship of seasoned advisors, some of whom had the honor of guiding George's great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, decades ago. But don't mistake George's education as limited to dusty old books. He actively joins his father in charitable initiatives, and during many of these outings, volunteers are often struck by his curiosity and remarkable ability to listen with empathy and attentiveness. These qualities already hint at a highly promising future leader. Meanwhile, Charlotte is quietly carving her own path, marked by natural poise and grace. From her composed presence at her great-grandmother's funeral to her charm at the Chelsea Flower Show, she has shown she's ready to take on greater responsibilities. Her training includes formal lessons in French and Spanish, preparing her early for a future role on the international stage. Not only that, Charlotte is also being trained in public speaking, and according to palace sources, she shows a remarkable presence and empathy well beyond her years. She is seen as a quiet leader within the family, and her future commitments are expected to center around education and the arts areas deeply tied to the legacy and passions of her mother, Princess Catherine. If you find this story interesting and want to learn more, don't forget to like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on more exciting videos. Now let's continue the story. Meanwhile, the youngest Prince Louis continues to captivate the public with his seemingly boundless energy. While his role may be lighter than that of his older siblings, it still holds a meaningful place in the future of the monarchy. Louis is receiving training in music theater, and most recently storytelling, a field many believe will unlock his natural potential. His playful expressions and animated gestures during royal events aren't just the hallmarks of an extroverted child. They're also seen as early signs of a gifted communicator. According to royal insiders, Louis's passion for storytelling is being actively nurtured and developed through a carefully structured approach. In addition to the creative focus, his education places special emphasis on emotional intelligence, equipping him with a deep sense of empathy and emotional awareness. The goal is not only to prepare him to support the monarchy, but also to serve as a grounding presence within the royal family itself. In the future, Louis is expected to serve as a unifying force among his siblings, a blend of gentleness, creativity, and empathy. Every step in his preparation reflects not mere tradition, but a deliberate and forward-thinking strategy to shape not just future royal figures, but well-rounded young individuals equipped to understand and adapt to the modern world. By involving his grandchildren in the monarchy's renewal project, Charles didn't just make a strategic move, he placed a bold bet on the future of the crown. Up to this point, all signs suggest that the gamble is paying off. However, one final card remained unrevealed, and when it finally was, the world paused to listen. What set this training program apart wasn't just its content, but the way it was carried out personally, led by William and Catherine. Rather than rigidly following royal tradition, the couple chose a modern, compassionate, and more human-centered approach. William and Kate want their children George, Charlotte, and Louis to grow up with a deep sense of duty, but without losing the essence of childhood. According to a palace insider, this means striking a balance between royal education and rituals with the simplest everyday activities. Charlotte continues her ballet lessons, George regularly plays football with his classmates, And Louis, like any other child his age, enjoys free playtime in the backyard, running, exploring, and fully embracing his childhood without being burdened by titles or responsibilities. Another bold step was the controlled introduction of the trio into the digital world. William and Kate allowed their children to access social media under supervision, not as active users, but as careful observers. The goal was to teach them from an early age how public images can be shaped and distorted in an increasingly fast-paced and challenging digital world. This move is a clear indication that the monarchy understands that in order to maintain its position, it must keep up with cultural and technological changes. And it shows that their children are naturally integrating into this new world. The public, on the other hand, cannot take their eyes off this new phase. Videos of Charlotte curtsying with her innate elegance or George waving with a thoughtful gaze go viral within seconds. Compliments are flooding the internet. "You children are the bright future of the monarchy," one user commented. Louis, with his mischievous smile and unexpected humorous demeanor, has become an internet favorite. Hashtags like Lady Louis steals the spotlight and Royal Star have taken over Twitter and TikTok. A recent survey by YouGov revealed 87% of Britons believe that William and Kate's children will redefine the meaning of royalty. It's not just their charm that's winning, but also the hope, the idea that this new generation can be accessible and inspiring. As one royal observer wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "George, Charlotte, and Louis are like our own children growing up before our eyes and bringing us pride." William and Catherine's strategy, a careful balance between duty and personality, is proving effective. They are not only training future representatives of the monarchy, but also shaping individuals who reflect the values of a new era. With formal training underway, the whole world is watching. Expectations are high, and everything points to this generation truly transforming the monarchy. And then, the moment that decided everything arrived. When King Charles's final speech was broadcast, the entire United Kingdom seemed to come to a halt. Daily life appeared to pause, as if the whole country held its breath united in feeling the weight of a monumental transfer of power. On the cobbled streets of London, in the peaceful villages of Scotland outside traditional pubs, and even on social media platforms, thousands of Britons expressed their deep respect for the king who had dedicated his life to service. Now, with calmness and dignity, he handed over the heavy responsibility to the next generation. Even in the unusual chill of a British summer, the crowd persisted in gathering outside Buckingham Palace. They waved Union Jack flags and laid fresh bouquets, roses, lilies, creating a floral carpet stretching out before the gates. Each flower was a silent thank you to the king. Handmade signs reading "God Save Our King" appeared everywhere, along with well wishes directed at William and Kate, who would continue the long path of royalty. The atmosphere was filled with a sense of solemnity, yet also warmth, as if a page of history had been turned to a new chapter full of pride, respect, and hope. Almost immediately, reactions on social media spread at lightning speed. Hashtags like "Thank you, Charles," "Senum is Gal," and "Royal Future" quickly topped global trends, drawing millions of mentions in just a few short days. However, despite all this, one final image was still missing, a symbolic moment that would be etched forever in the collective memory of the nation. until a tweet surpassed 50,000 shares, perfectly capturing the collective emotion of the people. Charles stepped up just when we needed him the most. Now William, Kate, and the children will carry on the tradition. So proud. Another user posted a picture of their family attentively watching the speech with the caption, "Crying with emotion for our royal family." This post not only expressed loyalty, but also carried a profound message about family bonds, the sense of unity that the monarchy has maintained through generations. That emotion quickly spread and was not limited to loyalty to the monarchy alone. It was a sincere empathy, a deep connection with a family that has become a symbol of the nation and the world, a family that, despite the pressures, continues to move forward with resilience on their path. All of this was clearly reflected in the impressive poll numbers. A survey conducted by the YouGov company just hours after the speech revealed near universal public support. 94% of Britons fully agreed with the decision to pass on power and responsibility to Charles. These numbers are not only proof of the trust in the king, but also a confirmation that the entire nation stands behind the new generation of the royal family, ready to embrace and believe in this meaningful transfer of power. As the world continues to change, Charles's speech stands as a guiding light, delivering a strong message of continuity and renewal, ushering in a new era for the British monarchy. 89% of those surveyed stated that they have complete trust in the leadership of William and Catherine, and 78% feel a deep emotional connection to the Welsh family. These numbers are not just statistics. They tell the story of the revival of a monarchy that once seemed on the verge of collapse. This is a stark contrast to the 1990s, when public support for the royal family hit rock bottom amid the storms and tragedies of the previous reign. So what has changed? The answer lies in those everyday, deeply emotional moments. In Catherine's vulnerability, yet resilience, when she first publicly shared her battle with cancer in a heartfelt and courageous video. In William's joyful laughter as he chases Louis during a charity match, a simple yet lively moment. In George's warm and natural wave during the trooping, the color parade, a moment that allowed viewers to feel his closeness, no longer the distant image of a prince. These images don't flaunt the perfect, untouchable beauty of the royal family. Instead, they show a royal family with all the joy, fragility, and challenges of any other ordinary family. It is this authenticity that has touched the hearts of the public, creating a deep connection like never before. Social media has become the megaphone amplifying this emotional connection. On X, formerly Twitter, clips capturing Charlotte's graceful and impeccable wave at a Commonwealth event were widely shared. One user commented fondly, "She's only 10, but she's already a queen." Other videos celebrated the tireless efforts of William and Kate in mental health campaigns, initiatives for children, and social projects. It's not just about the success in results, but also the dedication, the sincerity visible in every gesture, every step they take. Louis, with his playful antics on the palace balcony and his naturally innocent expressions, has almost become the little brother of the nation. Memes, hashtags, and viral videos of the boy bring moments of lightness and joy, adding a refreshing spirit to the entire family. Close sources from the palace say that the royal family was deeply touched by this warm support. In particular, it is reported that Catherine was moved to tears when reading messages from elementary school students, many of which featured drawings of her William and their 3 children, surrounded by crowns, hearts, and bright smiles. It was truly touching, a source revealed. William also captured the family's emotions in one sentence, We feel the weight of the trust people have placed in us, and that affection transcends all borders. Everywhere in the world, all eyes are on London. From distant Canada to Australia, words of encouragement and support have been pouring in. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese wrote, "Charles's grace has paved the way for a promising future under the leadership of William and Catherine." In Jamaica, community groups gathered at cultural centers to watch the speech, cheering loudly when plans for training the royal youth were mentioned. However, nothing expressed collective emotion more clearly than the story of an elderly woman outside Kensington Palace who spoke with a warm voice and teary eyes. "This is not just royalty, but our family. They're like close neighbors, friends we trust to preserve and guide the flame of tradition in this new era." Charles has given us stability, William and Kate bring us hope, and those children are the joy of the entire nation. This is a love story between a people and those who represent them, a strong and deep connection with many chapters yet to be written. If William is the backbone of the new monarchy era, then Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is the beating heart keeping it vibrant and full of life. Her influence on the future of the crown is immense and quiet, not because she lacks power, but because she chooses to act in places where the cameras cannot reach as a devoted mother, an unwavering advocate for social issues, and a steady pillar that keeps the royal family balanced in an ever-changing world. Palace officials often emphasize that Kate is a key factor in this historic transfer of power. One of them once said, "Kate's strength is what keeps everyone steady. She is the one who ensures the family is ready for the challenges ahead. Her parenting style blends affection with determination, empathy with pragmatism. These qualities are evident in the way George, Charlotte, and Louis are growing up genuine, confident, but never losing their true essence." In her public appearances, Catherine's gestures are both delicate and strong. A gentle, loving pat on Charlotte's back at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, a playful nudge to Louis during the Trooping the Color parade. These small actions showcase the constant presence of a mother, a gentle guide who leads without imposing, an inspiring leader who does so without being authoritarian. However, Catherine's profound and true influence goes far beyond what the public sees. It lies in how she is reshaping the image of the monarchy, how she is helping to shape its future, a modern, approachable, deep, and humanistic image that reflects the very values of the society the royal family serves. In a constantly changing world, she ensures that tradition and innovation walk hand in hand, helping the crown not just survive, but thrive. If you find this story about the historic turning point of the British royal family fascinating and meaningful, don't forget to like, share the video so more people can learn about it. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss out on exclusive, exciting stories about royal figures and other special events. Thank you for watching the video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.